monsoon sim feature, environmental impact.
So I'm going to create a new game in version 8.1. That's an R&D version. So I'm going to call it environmental impact. Okay. So I'm going to create a game called environmental impact, and I'm going to select my server, which is my lab in Australia. Okay. And then I'm going to use the default configuration in Australia. There we go. So I have created a game. A game is starting. So there we go. Now I'm going to run the game live. Now, as you can see, in our prepackaged courses, I have created a game called Environmental Impacts, all right? And these are all pre-selected modules, and this is to expose learner to the concept of environmental impacts. Production logistics will have the impacts and so on, and we have even selected the scoring metrics for you. Okay, so with this, I'm just going to load this game. Notice how the whole thing will change once I load this game. It will say that I'm going to turn on the environmental from no to yes, and then I have my scoring metric set up. So I'm going to select it, and there you go. So I have all my pre-selected modules set up. I have a wholesale, warehouse, forecast, marketing, and production, and maintenance. Okay, so with this, I'm going to run the game. But before that, I'm going to quickly set up a few teams. Now in robot 1, I'm going to put in a robot learner. So I would like him to make their own business decision. Okay, 3 robots, 3 teams, and then I'm going to put a virtual learner here. This guy is not a robot, so it's not going to make any business decision. All right, so my game has been set up, and then I'm going to run the game. Before I run, let me tell you what are the environmental impacts here. There we go. Here are the 4 new parameters. Okay, environmental impact 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what are they? They are energy usage. The unit of measurement is kilowatt hour. And the second parameter is carbon emission for production, and it is in the unit of kilogram carbon dioxide equivalent. Then the third one is waste. So you can change this, right? You can change this naming. You can change it to solid waste, liquid waste, plastic, whatever. But the unit of measurement is gram. And then the fourth one is for shipping. So the unit of measurement is, so it's carbon emission for shipping. Again, you can change this to your liking, all right? But the unit of measurement stays. There you go. And then another parameters that we have to set is on the production in the machine. Look at the machine. In each of the machine now, there is a specification for environmental impact. So for this particular machine, for 1 unit product produced, it will generate 0.001 kilowatt hour. And for the second impact, for the carbon emission, is going to generate 0.0042 and so on. So you have the, you're going to play the environment. Here are the machine specification for the environment. Obviously, the second machine will also have their own measurement, the specification. Okay, now with this different specification, that means the learner have to decide which machine to buy, because some machine will be cheaper, but they are more environmental unfriendly, and some are more expensive, but is friendlier. So they have to make that decision, or they simply do not manufacturing anything. They can just do outsourcing. And if you do that, then you're going to incur shipping environmental impact. And here are the shipment environmental impact, which is 0.01 equivalent carbon dioxide kilogram per kilometer travel. Okay, so having all these parameters, then I can simply run the game. I'm going to initialize the game, and I am going to run. So I'm going to let it run. So I'm going to leave it running because I'm going to show you a second thing that we are launching today. And the second one that we're launching is a Clubhouse. We're going to come back to here and we'll show you what the result is, okay, at the end of 20 days. So now I'm going to bring you the latest one, which is the Clubhouse. Notice now in your club, so this is your club. As I mentioned earlier, everyone have their own club. So we have how many clubs now? We have about 870 club right now, and we have a number of club games currently going on, and here are a number of club games going on. There's a lot of tornado here, and there's a lot of league going on in Taiwan, and there's also some league going on in somewhere in the world, somewhere in Thailand. Sometimes I saw in Hong Kong, sometimes I saw it in Indonesia, in Malaysia. Okay, fine. But now look at this. We have a new thing called Clubhouse. And there we go. So the Clubhouse, first of all, when you come into the Clubhouse, you're going to have a chat, right? You'll see who is online and you can chat away, and you can ask a friend, maybe they want to form a club and so on. And secondly, we have a top club Elo rating. So all the Elo rating, all the hard work that these guys have been putting in is now being recognized in the form of an Elo rating ranking. All right. And then we have the certified facilitator, the most active one for the past 30 days. For example, Dr. May in Taiwan has, in the last 30 days, is running 98 sessions and so on. All right, moving to the second column, we have a featured game here. So there's only one featured game at any one time, and it's going to be selected by an admin, because not every game should be featured. So when we featured a game, you will see live data pop out in this game as you sit here and watch. Okay, you will see the statistic of the game, and you will see even much more elaborate programs, such as we are going to embed a data analytics things here. So you can sit here and you can use the data analytic and analyze the data live as you watch the game. Then we have upcoming games here that is going to happen in 1 minute, 16 seconds. And another game is happening in 1 hour, 1 minute, and 11 seconds. So here are the upcoming games, which you can join. Of course, if you like to join, you simply come here and then you join. Okay, so here's where you join. Now, apparently, I think Dr. May is busy with this because there's some people joining their game. But anyway, let's go back to the Clubhouse. There you go. And here are the active leagues currently going on. The leagues and the, what do you call it, the leaderboard, okay, the ranking for the leagues. Then you have the latest forum messages that you can simply click and share with, let's say, whatever you want to say, just say, and it will be appearing here and so on. So you can have messages that are live or messages that you recorded here. And then we have the latest club activity. So this is the latest Clubhouse, gentlemen. So hopefully that you can build more community here and also form more clubs here. Now, let's go back to the environmental impact that we have earlier. Now we are on day 24th. So one more day, it will end. But at the same time, maybe I can take a look at the result. So let's take a look at the result. Remember, when I load the club, when I loaded the course, the KPI of the metrics is also being loaded. So now let's take a look at the result. And here are the results. So notice that we have 3 KPI here: net profit, let's not look at it; gross profit, let's not look at it. But let's take a look at our overall environmental pollution index. This means that this team, R3, is the lowest, is the least polluted, is the most friendly, environmental friendly company. Sorry, this team. So this is the human, because human is not doing anything. So they have the highest score. Okay, so R3 is doing the most production. That's why it's get the lowest score, because it has the most pollution. So it is the lower the better. So in this case, we are looking at the lower the better, 30%, and that's why the human has the highest point, because they are not doing anything. Okay, now you can also watch the environmental KPI here if you like to watch. For example, you want to compare all the environmental KPI, you can do a half screen and you can see the results. Okay, so in terms of carbon emission shipping, this is what happened, and in terms of carbon emission production, and so on, energy usage and waste and overall environmental pollution index. Now, this is a total summation, so all it summed to be 100%. So you want to be as low as possible, right? So that's what the human is. That's why it's scoring the highest, because the lowest is the better. So is the learners. If you go to the learners screen, let's pick learner, let's say R2, then you will see that the R2, you can see their KPI. Look at their KPI in terms of the environment. and then you will see, okay. So there we have it. That's the environmental impacts. Now notice there's, for example, I do not have time to show in this opening, but let me just say it in advance that maintenance also play a part of it. So when you have a machine and you don't maintain it, then the machine will be more unfriendly. They will have more carbon emissions. So these are all tied together. Again, Monsoon Sim is all about interdepartmental process and concept. So maintenance is all related also. All right, so there we have it. Thank you.
Well, it's time.